Greetings everyone, I'm Encore the second, and this is the second update video for more mobs. Now you may notice one interesting thing, which is my inventory, which is completely missing. And this is because I'm not using my account, and I'm finally not playing the demo version of Minecraft anymore, as it doesn't say that on the top right corner of my screen. And that's because one generous person, username, well, basically a guy who goes by the name of Binoculars Are God, was generous enough to give me one of his Minecraft accounts for creative purposes, and I'm really thankful. So all shoutouts to that dude, very generous. So, oh, thanks. Anyways, I have a lot to share this time. First of all, you can see that we're in the latest snapshot, which is 18WAA. This is the one that adds multiple biomes, but nothing really more, except very interesting generations, such as underwater caves, which is an anticipated feature that I really liked. I played with it myself in 1.12, and it was really cool, so I wanted something like that to be in Minecraft, and it's finally here, so that's great. And if there's no special cave mob, I'm going to make one for more mobs. I already have an idea, even two, but for now let's actually concentrate on what I've done. So let's go to the Nether when the first mob that I've created can be found. Of course, right now you cannot find it, because first of all, the mobs don't spawn, and second of all, well, it's because of the game rule, and second of all, I didn't make them spawn naturally yet, but that's going to come. And one big announcement that I want to make, I'm pretty sure I already made it on the Discord server. Basically, I want to release more mobs in snapshots, just like Minecraft itself is released in snapshots. And I think that's a really good idea, because one person is one person, but I need to have feedback from multiple people, and I want you guys to experience it before it fully comes out. So I want that kind of feedback, so you tell me what's wrong, because I'm not perfect. I don't know all the details that might be wrong with it. Maybe I missed something, there's some kind of bugs, and you can play with it too, so it's ultimately a great idea. But I cannot do that before I add at least 5 mobs, and before I finalize everything, make spawns, make final textures, and that kind of stuff. So it's coming soon. It's going to be called Snapshot A1. That's how I'm gonna call it. You'll see why later. So either way, more mobs will be divided into 3 groups, each one for each dimension of the game. For now, no such division is in the game, because it's a very early version, but they're undivided into 3 parts. So overworld, Nether, and basically the end. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to a new mob that I've been making for the past week, and I already got functions for all of these guys, so that's cool. Welcome to Scooper. If he will not run away, and oh my god, this guy, I'm honestly like, stop it. So I really like the texture. Some people gave me criticism that he looks like a fruitcake, but I'm fine with it, basically. So it's an interesting mob. It's an interesting design. I've never seen something like this before in Minecraft. I don't necessarily know what those are, but it's just a part of the design, so you can interpret that as whatever you want. Those ones are actually the mouth, and it's kind of the spider mouth. I'm not a biologist, so I cannot tell you what exactly that's called, but that's what it is. So, and yeah, there's a problem with passive mobs. Even though they have fire resistance, when they're on fire, they have no idea that they have the fire resistance. So they'll basically run around and be crazy. So you already noticed that this mob is really quick. The very reason I added this mob is because the player has no reliable food source in the Nether. The only food source is a zombie pigman, and you know, no one's gonna kill them anyway. So I want to give a reliable source of food for which players can I basically don't have to come back to the overworld all the time just to get some food. and as well as a transportation source, because if you don't have an elytra, it's one hell of a time moving through the nether. Awful pun, but you know, this guy can just chill a little bit. So they of course are harder to fight since they're really quick, and they have more health. So as this is the nether, so stuff is more challenging. But either way, it's a really rewarding mob since he's so fast. He's not a bad way of transportation. So let me just demonstrate it by getting myself a carrot on the stick. So yeah, this is a retextured pig for now, but I am gonna add a separate item for this whole stuff to work. So this guy has no chill, absolutely. If he can just be a little quieter. So I have a separate function for that. So function, I'm sorry, I forgot the slash. Function thing. This is called thing for now because I use it for something else. But I'm gonna fix that, of course. Think saddle. So just to give him a saddle, and it's an intentional feature. I wanted the player to be able to ride them because comparing to normal pigs, these are pretty fast. And well then, I got myself into lava. These guys are not bad at doing their job. Man, I really picked the worst spot possible for this. So let's just break free, and oh my god, really? That's embarrassing. Well, anyway. So you can see this guy is pretty quick. They're not as quick as they are when they're not saddled, but they're still really good for transportation means. And you can see it kind of looks like a sad face on him. The only problem that they have so far is climbing on soul sand. Let me show you this right now. Luckily it won't take us longer to get to this specific spot that it has problems with, and that's I assume to do with the soul sand, of course. So you can see he can grab and walk. I said whack. Anyways, but beyond this point it's incapable. So if we just do this, dismount and then click back, problem fixed. So it's fine. I don't think I need to make a separate fix for that. I could, but I just don't want to junk the code. If you can just do this, you just can do this, and it's all gonna be easy. And so let me go to survival mode. But first of all, I'm going to give myself some kind of weapon because I'm just naked basically. I don't have anything on me. I just got this account. Shouts out again to my boy Binoculars are God. So it's really quick, and you can also breed them as well. But let me just kill this guy. They don't have sounds yet, and the sounds is the last thing I'm going to add. I'm going to make sounds myself, but I'm not that good at it, so I'm going to it's not the easiest thing. So as you see, textures aren't that hard for me. Mob behavior isn't that hard for me, but sounds are kind of challenging, so I'll leave that for the end. And it's a cosmetic change anyway, so I'm not going to be concentrated on the sounds right now. So he drops beetroot. Now why did I do beetroot? Because first of all, it's kind of a Nether-y looking food item. It can be maybe implemented somewhere else. I don't want it to be growing in the Nether because there would be no need in the scoopers. But either way, I added beetroot because you don't really see it anywhere else except the usual villages. It's not a good source of food. Oh, that's not what I want to do. So it's not a very good source of food, but you know, it'll do for the Nether still. It's not that bad. Plus they drop a lot of them, from 2 to 5. And as stuff is harder, it's harder to get food. But it's not unfair, so I think I'm good. And second reason is because it's really hard to find an item that I can retexture. I just didn't have really a lot of options. So I wanted to use something that already exists, but something that could make sense with this mob. So I thought, why not beetroot? So now I will demonstrate how to breed them. So basically, I need to kill one of them. Hold up. You can also tame them with beetroot. They're not actually tamed, so these guys have a mind of their own, so they're not like dogs. So if you punch them, they're going to get ya. And this guy is just lost forever. So let's summon another one. And they can be breedable. So you can breed these guys with beetroot. And I know that's cannibalism, but still. Here's our little boy. And as we know, he is a scooper. It was actually interesting the way I programmed this, but it's not even hard. So thanks to the new 1.13 mechanics, it's much easier than it used to be. Let's though... Actually, I wonder, can you saddle the small ones? Huh. I never tried that. I don't think I will. So either way, this is it for scoopers, I think. Oh, one last thing. They have 20 points of health, which is the same as the player. And... what I mean with this is that, like any other mob, it can be doubled. And actually, I want to see the other mobs. Hold up. Oh, they're up there. Okay, so I need their beetroot basically to survive. So I gotta kill this one scooper, and yeah, these oh my god, these tridents are pretty cool. But either way, if I can just aim at this thing, it's really hard to get it. You know what, I'm just gonna give myself give all players golden carrots. Alright, who cares? What I want to demonstrate is that you can... Oh, that's a cool sound. I never heard that before. Anyway, is that this guy's really low health, and you can heal them actually. I just need to give myself beetroot. Alright, beetroot. Oh, of course I did. And let's give him some beetroot. Oh well, anyway. It's really hard to demonstrate because of the Minecraft applications. Oh my god, dude, are you fucking kidding me with this? Well, anyway. We'll summon a scooper. We'll... Oh my god, are you... This Minecraft... Okay, this stuff is actually really bad. I cannot give it any excuse. So... I just... tamed him. And I wasn't supposed to do that, because he's full health. Anyways. I'll show you... I'll come back to him in a second, basically. So, we'll name tag this dude. Give Epi name tag. And I misspell stuff. Name tag. Alright, let's tag this dude. Of course not. Custom name? Oh no, it's display name. Dude. Alright, alright. Seems legit. So he's our dude, right? Yes, this guy specifically. Okay, we name tagged him, so we know who that is. While here he heals, actually he might have already... No? The point is, I'm using the in-love tag, so when they are fed, they basically get more health. Same you could do with wolves, but you cannot really do that with actual pigs. I implemented that specifically because it's a transportation source. Let's, while he's doing his thing, basically summon this guy. And I finally finished the texture, and I'm really pleased with it. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I really shouldn't have. Oh, oh. Okay, he's gonna catch up to me pretty quickly. I have basically 0 chances, and I was slain. Well. And I spawn... You gotta be kidding me. Well, just isn't... Stuff isn't really going well for me while I'm recording. But either way, let's enchant it with loyalty so I don't have to worry about that stuff all the time. Alright, we're back. let's just... Alright. He should have just spawned, and these guys are still here, so... If we can just feed this guy, so I can demonstrate it to you. But no, we cannot, so... Let's just lead him somewhere, and... I suggest we just block him up. And a little bit here. You have to be kidding me, bro. Come on. Just go into the hole. Alright, alright. Simple, easy task. Guess it's not that simple. Alright, so now you saw that his health increased. So I finally demonstrated that. So let me just summon the Marfir again. I showed him in the previous video, but his texture was incomplete. And now you can look at him in his full glory. I made it so it fits with the elytra, like it's a part of his body. And it's really, really, really dope. I love the way it works. I love the pattern, and I love the shading that I did on this thing. I'm not sure about the tears yet. I might actually remove that so it doesn't go all the way down. But I'm really pleased with the texture. You can see this guy, it's just really awesome. I love him, and it's pretty much flawless to me. If I can just show him, show you how to fight this guy. So first of all, we're going to enchant all players loyalty and game mode survival. So this guy isn't finished yet. He drops this item that is called M Corrupted Soul. M stands for In Course More Mobs. This is an abbreviation basically. So I will add a few mobs that will drop the same item, and it'll be used to summon one of the bosses in the game, namely the Ancient Demon. I'm not changing that. I'm changing the boss itself the way it works, but I'm not changing the name. So this is the same guy still. It's the Ancient Demon, but he's going to be summoned somewhat differently. If you even remember the old days, I will actually release that soon, if I can. Either way, the old more mobs is going to still influence this a lot. There's going to be a lot from that creation, but I'm only going to leave the parts that I like, the parts that I think are still good, and the parts that are original. But I'm going to improve them again. So the boss will be changed a lot, but to craft the demonic blocks, you will need this item. This item is called Damaged Soul, and it drops from a number of entities. I'm meeting a lot of mystical entities, and one of them is Marfir, so they will drop these things, and they only should drop one, so I'll fix that. And you can also notice that this thing is... Oh, that's cool. Huh. Haven't seen that before. So this guy is pretty quick, and it's not though his main thing. I'm sorry guys, nothing for you. His main thing is his elytras, of course, and you will see them in action right now. So I will use this piggy. Oh, I mean, of course it's not a piggy, it's a scooper, yeah. I'll use the scooper to outrun the guy, basically. So let me just summon him again and see where this takes us. So you can see that he's gliding down, and we have basically no chance. He's too quick for us. I don't know, the first time I tested this, it worked and he could not reach us, but this... Apparently I changed some values. Maybe I'll take it back by basically... Yeah, this guy's pretty quick. He's gonna have no trouble at reaching me, and he just killed me. Anyways, it's this part again. Your favorite part of the video. Well, I just got this part out. Alright, let's fight him here this time. So I'm going to be using my elytras to get away from him. and you'll see that I'm not going to be successful. This guy's pretty accurate at following me, and he's catching up really quick, so I don't think I have any chances against him. I'm using the new commands for him to track him, because unfortunately, naturally mobs cannot use the elytra, and they will just fly in any direction they're already facing. So, I missed. Oh my god, this is so awesome. I love this shit. No, sorry, but I had to say it. Oh my god, the tridents are awesome. Anyway. So yeah, that was it, but when you come to the Nether, it's going to be much harder to kill them, because you're not likely to hit the tridents. This is probably an end game item. It's not implemented yet, so we don't know how exactly it's going to be obtained, but I believe it's going to be an end game item. So basically, when you first enter the Nether, there's no way you have the trident, probably. So it's too overpowered, I see. But I haven't grabbed the final values from them, because I needed an account to get into my old worlds and actually grab the data for the old mobs, because Marfir used to be called Wizard Soul, and I changed it because it was really unoriginal in my opinion. It looked cool and it was pretty cool, but it could be much better, and since the new commands add this ability for them to look in my direction, basically they're teleporting into my direction, so they're exactly looking at me, so wherever I go, they will go. And it's really cool, but it could be better if they could just control the elytra themselves and it wouldn't have to be hard-coded. But unfortunately, they cannot, so... if you're in a creative mode, they're not going to follow you. They're just going to glide like they usually would do without any coding. But that's really not of interest to us. So let's summon another one. Let's see how we do with this guy again. He's pretty strong, but he'll be much stronger in the... So he can basically kill you with 2 hits. So you will need to be really considerable when you fight this guy. And this is it for Marfir. They're going to be exactly the same as Wizard Soul in terms of spawning, and they're going to be rare. They're going to give off an effect, so it's like an event. You'll know when it happens, and you go for hunt, but you need to plan because this mob is really hard to kill. So yeah, because he drops a valuable item. And that's the end of Marfir. The best thing about this mob is the texture, of course. I absolutely love it. I'm proud of myself. But either way, let's not get selfish here. I just want to get back into the portal because this is the end of Nether features for now. That's all I added so far. And of course going to add more because I worked on the Nether before and I already completed a full version of more mobs for the Nether that I'm going to be releasing, but it's not that good, of course, and it's not my priority right now. Oh my god, are you kidding me, bro? I have to go all the way up again. So yeah, these guys are hard to deal with, but they're still the best way to move around if you don't have an elytra in the Nether, which is going to be when you first go here and for the majority of time, basically, because you will need to come back here occasionally for blaze rods at least, and with more mobs you'll have more reasons to come back because there's going to be a lot of features. So yeah, we're back in the overworld. And let's just leave this guy right here because our last feature is a new mob, and maybe I can even find him here because I saw him somewhere. Maybe you've seen him too in the corner of the screen if you were paying close attention. If you didn't, I don't blame you. So this is a really cool mob, and I like the texture as well. I like all the textures. I really work on them, and I'm making them as good as I can. But for this one, we probably should go to creative mode and function summon miner. So this dude is called the miner, and you can see that it's just a retextured illager, specifically the vindicator. If you could just stop looking at me, please. Thank you. So I gave him this nice outfit, and I really like it. It was hard to make because of some of the Minecraft's bullshit with textures, basically the way they make it. But it turned out really, really good. But the main problem is that they have this, here's the underneath layer. So you know, I worked on everything. They have this problem. First of all, I want to add them a head since it's a miner, and it could make sense for him to have a head, because the first thing people think of when they hear the word miner is a hat with a lantern on it. But that's not a thing in Minecraft, so that wouldn't make sense. Or I would make something like a sea lantern in his head. First of all, it would make sense for him to drop it, and then you can only get it in the ocean monument, so that's a no. Or in the new structures underwater that they're making, there's also sea lanterns. Either way, they should not be obtainable this way. And even if they didn't drop, it just doesn't make sense in Minecraft. And I would have to program the code actually lighting, and that's it's just a no. No. Anyway, I could use the Optifine feature of dynamic lights, but I only want to rely on Optifine with the textures and nothing else. So I'm not going to force players to set their dynamic lights to any option. Basically, so you saw what this guy drops. He drops torches, ore, and let me just summon a few of these guys. And you'll see all the drops. So they don't only drop iron, it's just easier to get. It's less valuable than their second drop, which you just saw. It's gold ore. So I'm using loot tables, of course, for these guys, and as you see, I only got 1 gold ore from all these guys and 5 iron ores. Now the first thing I want to say is that it's a really good early game mod. First of all, it's challenging in the early game since you don't have any armor against him. You can only have so basically you can expect him at the level when you have no armor and just a stone sword. So let's go to game mode, survival, but first we have to find a cave, so let's do that. I believe there's a cave nearby, somewhere around the swamp area, because I've been there, I've played this already. So that'll do. Effect, give all players night vision. 10,000. And no other mobs are going to bother us. Okay, let's just summon this guy. They're all going to have spawn lags, but I'm implementing this today, after I'm actually showing this video, after I'm done recording. So just imagine you came into a cave. Alright, this is basically where it starts, near the surface level. And oh, that's not what I want to do. Sorry. So game mode survival. Okay, I have a shield already, so I can use that against him. But he's really likely to kill me since I have no armor. And as you can see, I was easily defeated by him. And of course, I appear all the way here again. What an inconvenience. I believe we can just fly back. And I can continue the fight. If Minecraft could just generate a little better. Okay, this is around this area. I played this world and I know where everything is. I even know where the stronghold is because I played it in my survival. It was one of my main survival worlds, but anyway. Why do you care? I don't know why I'm telling this to you. So yeah, I haven't been here when I played the actual demo this time around. And this is the wrong cavern, so I should just find this dude, I guess. And yeah, I need to give myself night vision again. So it's been in this area. Yeah, exactly this one. As you can see, the guy despawned, and that's okay. So he can kill me with 2 hits, basically. And if you don't time it correctly, you're likely to die. But if you just concentrate it and you're good at the PvP, I mean, you can get a handful of items. It's really useful, a good early game mob. While you get into the further stages of the game, you can start making farms of them, and you will never even need to mine ore like iron and gold anymore. You can just make a farm, which I'm actually going to do right now. But either way, this is all they drop except the torches. They always drop 4 torches. It's a high chance of dropping. That's what they have in their left hand, basically. So that's cool. Let's summon another one. I just want to fight him again. So I really like the way I executed these guys. Pretty satisfied with them. I have one last thing I am planning for this mob, and it's something that I'm not sure about. First of all, there's 2 options now. This option right now, that he'll be a common cave mob. He'll replace spiders and witches, by the way, in the caverns, because they don't really make sense that much. Because caves generate that way that spiders aren't really a big threat. They don't climb. They're just basically another zombie placeholder. And because they're always aggressive in this darkness, it's basically they're just like zombies. So what's the point of them? And witches don't really make sense in the caves anyway. It would make sense for them to spawn over there, basically. So I think it's a good replacement for them in the caves. And creepers are also a good part, but I'm going to actually add a different kind of creepers in the caverns. It's not just a stone creeper with a different texture. It's going to be it's going to have different drops and different mechanics to it. I'm not sure about that yet, but I'm going to do that soon. So basically, I saw this guy. He's pretty neat, and I really like his outfit. Basically, people said to me he looks like a circus guy, and I cannot deny that. But it's just Minecraft. What would a miner look like in Minecraft? Just think about it. And there's no context of real world in Minecraft. I just want to stay with the continuity as much as I can. And I think it doesn't really matter what he wears. I can just have him wear a good outfit, and that's it. Why not? So I want something colorful, bright, and green, and I did what I did, and I'm really proud of it. So for now, this is it. The first snapshot is going to be called 1A for more mobs. And yeah, that's simple in title, I know. But I'm not Mojang, I'm not making hundreds of these. So stay tuned, I will release this publicly very soon. All I need to do is finish the Cyclops, which I have not finished since the last video, and which I have not fully planned yet. I'm going to experiment with them still. So the first release will include Morpheers, Scoopers, Miners, Cyclops, and the 5th mob. Now that I think of it, I don't know what that is. Either way, I'm going to include another mob, and it's going to be 5 mobs in the first release. So I don't want to release this any sooner. Then I have 5 mobs. They spawn naturally. They all have spawn eggs. They all have proper drops. I will not make sounds still for now. I'm going to do that in the very end. So no sounds for this version, but you know, it's snapshots anyway. So I really can't wait to see you guys play this and give me your feedback and suggestions. People are giving me great suggestions. I already like that there's a little bit of hype over my project. It's a big passion of mine, and I'm really thankful for your support and appreciation. But either way, yeah, I just thought they just dip in your inventory and creative mode. So anyway, I forgot to actually do the I actually forgot to do the farm. So I'm going to just make a spawner and have their spawn egg. Basically what you would do is have a spider spawner and just for the spider spawn requirements, like they need some kind of area, space to spawn, and you'll make waterfall down, and since spiders will be replaced with miners, you can just have miner farms basically. It's going to be really effective and it's really useful because you have lots of iron and lots of gold. And yeah, what else would you want? Either way, I will try making a farm like this myself, but I need a spawn egg which are not in the game yet, so I'm going to be implementing that right now, and after that we'll be done with the video. So, alright guys, I'm back now with all the spawn eggs ready. So what I want to do is to make the simple spawner farm. This wouldn't be obtainable, of course, in survival, because you know you cannot get a spawn egg in survival. So don't be confused, it's not actually a spawn egg for the parrot, it's a miner. I just picked the spawn eggs that closest resemble the mobs, and this looks kind of similar to the scooper. It's a brown thingy. All the other browns didn't really fit for me. This one is really good for the Morpheer, even though it's a Vindicator spawn egg. So as you can see, it doesn't work properly, unfortunately. So for all of you survival players, I mean creative players, that's unfortunate. But anyway, you can see all the spawn eggs work properly. They do make the sound of the mob they're actually supposed to be, but well, I cannot fix that, that's just Minecraft, so all I can say is it's raining. Well, anyway, so that was second episode. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to check all the links I got. Don't forget to get to my Discord so you see all the updates and stuff. You can give me suggestions and all that kind of stuff. So don't forget Discord, Patreon, anything else, and as always, stay.